I feel like creativity is perspective. I might see something and you see the same thing. Our outputs are going to be different. It can never be the same. The way you see the world, the way you interpret things. When you do your homework well,
Yeah.
execution is easier and faster. Planning is key. I do believe creativity can be learned because majority of us that are content creators, none of us brought it from heaven.
Yeah.
Or none of us were born with content creation or editing or whatever.
Yeah.
But the most important thing is interest. Keep learning, keep enjoying the process, keep being the process, keep working on yourselves, and keep putting yourself out there because attention is the new money now.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to another edition of the Creative Corner on the Talk and Tones podcast. I am your host, Daisy, and today it's the Creative Corner, right? And we're supposed to be a bit serious, but today I have a comedian in the studio with me, and I've been laughing before, and I think I'm going to laugh throughout this session. But I'm going to allow him introduce himself so that you get to meet this comedian that I have with me in the studio. His name is Tunde Turner. The whole Ibadan calls him Tunde Turner. Let him introduce himself. Mr. Tunde Turner, let's hear from you.
Good day. Thank you for having me. My name is Tunde. I am a content creator, drone pilot, farmer, a lot of things, but a comedian. I've never done comedy. I've never attempted comedy, and I don't think it is something I look forward to doing or something would see myself doing in the future.
Okay, if you say that. But today we're talking about something serious. Yes, something of comedy. We're talking about creativity. We're talking about content creation, the chaos, the client wahala, everything in between, the heart of creativity. And Tunde's going to be discussing that with me today. As he has introduced himself, he's a videographer, a drone pilot, farmer, everything all in one person. You want to share this money with us?
Which money?
The money, the everything that you said now.
Don't let me talk.
Okay, so let's get right into business. The heart of creativity to me. What do you understand by the heart of creativity in your own words? And if you want to check the meaning, please you're free. But in your own words.
Let me ask Siri. Well, as a creative, I feel like creativity is perspective. Creativity is the way you see things. I might see something and you see the same thing. And at the end of the day, when we probably make art out of it, I would say art in this case, our outputs are going to be different. It can never be the same. So I see creativity as perspective the way you see the world, the way you interpret things, and
Yeah.
the way your output, talks.
So would you say that you're a naturally creative person, or it's something that you've learned over time?
Well, that's a tricky question because when it comes to creativity, there are creative um, talents that you are born with, like art, singing, a lot of other things. And there are some creative talents that let me not say talents, there are some creative aspects of you that you tend to awaken probably due to influence
Yeah.
or interest or maybe circumstance. So while growing up, I've always wanted to be a photographer. I love photography, nature photography. But I mean, eventually I found myself getting more interested in videos, visuals, visual effects, and all of that.
Yeah.
So I have not even done photography in a while. And the only little photography I do is just maybe take some nice pictures with my phone rather.
Nature or people?
Nature people. I mean, I have some. Then with my drone. Yeah.
Tuna is a photographer in view, so we can explore that part later.
Maybe in the future.
Maybe in the future. Okay, now let me ask you, what's one random thing that has sparked a creative idea for you? Maybe while you were trying to develop your creativity process, what's that one thing that really, made you say, oh, this is the path I really want to explore and do?
Well, I think one thing that has impacted me most is um, seeing other people do stuffs that I have planned or
Mm,
that I have interest in,
okay.
and the way they do them, it always has me in awe. It has had me in awe. When I see them, it still has me in awe. So I kind of feel like, okay, yeah, this is nice. This person did it. I can do it too. So that's one thing that has always pushed me, especially when it comes to visual effects,
Yeah.
because I've had visual effects in my head since I was like maybe a teenager. So I love when I watch movies. I love the way they conceptualize ideas and
Yeah.
they bring them to life. Things that are not normal.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be like, this is dope. This is amazing. How did they do these things? So I've always thought about how they do it. And eventually, I found out how they do it. Then eventually, I started making some myself, which I'm still in process of learning and still making.
Mm.
So I'm still a work in progress when it comes to that aspect. So seeing other people do stuffs and seeing them excel at it,
Yeah.
some might not excel, but the fact that you do,
And you feel you can
the fact that
also
you
do this
you you
better.
conceptualize, not
Mm-hmm.
even better, but the
Okay.
fact that somebody conceptualizes the idea and does it gives me the motivation that yes, if this person can do it, I can do it too. So
Mm.
whether he succeeds or not, I mean, it's all good and well. But the fact that I did it after conceptualizing it or after thinking about it, I mean
Now
that's
works.
good enough for me.
All right. Now let's move to the chaos, the chaotic part of creativity.
Okay,
Um, for me, I know you as a videographer, or should I say a
a content creator.
cinematographer? No.
I'm not a cinematographer yet.
Okay, you have not gotten to that stage
Not
yet.
yet.
Okay, so
I'm
you're a
still
content
a work in
creator.
progress.
Okay, but you shoot videos.
I make content. Let's put it that way.
Okay, you make content,
Yes,
and in the process of making content, you shoot and edit videos.
of course.
Exactly.
Yes.
So, let's talk about the chaos.
Mm.
In shooting all of these videos, tell me about the first video you ever shot, and how the creativity process was, the editing and all of it. Tell me about it.
I really can't remember the first video I shot. I just found myself making videos. I think one of the first set of videos I made was when I started, when I left blogging. I used to be a blogger.
Mm.
Then I left blogging for content creation because a lot of people, ever since, because I used to be a music blogger, so ever since streaming became more rampant, I had
Yeah.
to transition. So, and I could not build streaming platforms, so I had to leave music
All of that.
permanently because I don't have plans to go back at the moment. I might see, in the future it might be possible, but for now I don't have plans. So I saw myself, transitioning. I still wanted to be in the entertainment scene,
Yeah.
but I thought of, okay, how could I, get in? So, okay, why not start making content for people? I really can't remember the first video I made because I've made a lot of videos, so I've forgotten that process. But the first set of videos I made, I they were not so good. I mean, it's normal for your first set of works. They were funny, shaky, and all of that. But eventually, I understood that I could learn and become better. So I started learning on YouTube.
Yeah.
So I initially paid someone to teach me. So the person would always, after we had one physical class, he would always send me YouTube videos. And I did not even start with video editing. I started with animation.
Oh.
So I started with After Effects because I told you I was interested in visual effects and all of that. So I did not even see myself as a videographer or whatever. I started with animation. So I started learning how to make 2D animations, small VFX. So after he taught me, we had a physical class. Then he would send me YouTube videos to watch, then to recreate what I've watched. And when I have issues and I tell him, okay, I have this problem, he would give me an idea, maybe via voice note on WhatsApp, and he would say, okay, this is the problem. Go and search for it on YouTube. So eventually, I stopped disturbing him because I knew he would say I should go and watch YouTube video. So,
You just
and
go.
I understood that I could enter YouTube, put my problem in, and get solutions. So that was how I got better. But my first set of videos were
It
were
was
whack,
fantastic. Let's just
fantastically whack. and funny. I mean, it's normal for whatever it is you are new to.
Yeah.
You would have funny moments, and the most important thing is to grow and get better at it.
Okay. Now let's talk about your creativity process, your editing process, your content creation process. Take us behind the scene. What does it look like?
Well, like you said, chaotic. It's not so chaotic, but because I have gotten to understand that planning is key.
Mm.
So if I have content or projects, client projects especially, or even personal projects to work on, I take more time planning than executing, because when you do your homework well,
Yeah.
execution is easier and faster.
Mm.
Unlike when you just say, okay, let me just go and wing it. Even when I want to create YouTube videos, I take my time to develop my scripts, come up with my title, thumbnail. But for social media videos, especially for client videos, I first conceptualize the idea. Okay, if it's a property shoot, because I do more of real estate videos
Okay.
for real estate people. So I tend to think about it. Okay, if a client reaches out to me and say, okay, today I want to promote my new estate, or a new apartment is listing, or a new property, sorry, is listed. So I go online, search for inspiration. If I can't find, I think about it. Okay, what kind of apartment is it? Is it furnished? Is it unfurnished? Is it a service apartment? Is it for residential? So when I understand that, I look for, okay, what kind of concept do I want to use? How do I want to come in? If the person has developed the script, I also get the script and refine it to taste,
Okay.
because I'm a creative,
Mm.
and I tend to try to view things from a viewer's perspective.
Yeah.
If I'm a viewer, if I come across this video, am I going to watch it? So I put myself in the viewer's shoe first, so as to understand how best to um, catch a viewer's attention,
Okay.
with the hook, the script. If the script was developed with AI, I do my best to refine it to give it more of human
Human touch.
touch,
Yeah.
so that it sounds human. Because when you come across a script that was made 100%
You
with AI, you
automatically
know it
know.
is AI.
Yeah, of
But when you
course.
come across a script that speaks to you as a human being, you understand, okay, this is natural. So I tend to make my scripts natural. Though I'm not disputing the fact or ruling out the fact that I use AI. I use AI for my videos, for pictures, for scripts, for almost everything, because AI is not meant to replace us. It is meant to, as creative, AI is meant to enhance our work, make our work easier and faster. So you have to understand that as a creative, that you cannot do without AI.
Yeah.
So we tend to, I use AI, then I refine it more to give it a human touch. So once I work on my script, then I also pick out music. It
Okay.
is a very very key part of content creation. Let me put it that way. Even when it comes to documentary filmmaking and all of that, music is key, because music is one of those things that will give your project emotion.
Mm. Sure.
So I tend to look at, okay, what kind of music do I want to use? So most times I save up songs on my Instagram or TikTok library, so that it is easier for me you know
Go back to
to
them.
go back to them and say, okay, this project fits this song. So there might be trending sounds, there might be sounds that are not trending. I don't care about whether a sound is trending or not. Whether a sound is trending or not, if your video is bad, it will not do well.
Yeah.
So just work on. I make sure to work on how to make my videos appealing to watch. So sound, scripts, then mental planning. But if I'm able to visit the site first to see, then I come back and draw up a visual plan. But if not, I just wait till I get there, then I improvise.
Consider.
So then I, in as much as I love creating, one thing I hate most in the creative process is editing. Editing is
Please tell
stressful.
that to my cinematographer.
I love creating, but I don't like editing. However, I'm not a perfectionist, but I love to put my best when I'm editing,
Yeah.
to make sure that it comes out very
Really
very well in
nice.
terms of delivering the video, in terms of connecting my audience, in terms of capturing their attention. Because if I don't know if you notice most of some of my videos, I tend to put in VFX or
Yeah.
special effect that makes my video stand out. Because I just don't shoot and cut and join and edit. I don't like it. So I tend to put some elements. So in as much as I hate editing, when I want to actually edit,
You still
I
want to make it
edit
the
to make
best.
it come out as best as possible. But I hate editing.
Hmm.
So most
Every
times I contract out my editing.
Oh, okay. You shoot.
I shoot and I give it to people. I share
Oh,
the
okay.
remuneration with them.
Okay. Okay.
So
Makes
it makes
sense.
it easy for me.
Easy.
But if I feel like this project is really important to me in terms of maybe I connect with the project a whole
Yeah.
lot, I do it myself. Or maybe the client, paid
Extra.
a money that is worth it.
Hmm.
I'll be like, okay, no, I want to put in my own input into this work so that the client is satisfied.
Hmm.
But if it is, just normal purchase and I feel like I don't want to this to take my time,
Yeah.
I give it out to other
Other
content
people.
creators to help me edit and I give them money out of the money.
Okay. All right. In the process of editing, let's talk about creative block. I know you've experienced this a lot of times. So, what do you do at that particular point? How do you get out of that point? Because even myself, sometimes when I want to edit my own videos, I just drop my phone and I'm like, oh, not today. I'm not even in the mood for this. So, how do you get out of that creative
So you mean
block
creative
thing?
block when it comes to editing or creative block
When it
in
comes to
content
the
creation in
whole of
general?
content creation for you?
Well, creative block is like depression for creators.
True.
It's like depression is to normal human beings, to creators. And there are a lot of times, a few times, even last year, I had creative block. I did not feel like creating on my socials. I took a break. It was not deliberate, but it was something I had to do. I started posting back this year, I think February or so. It happens, and it happens most times to me when I have overworked myself.
Okay.
So there was sometime last year I got a lot of projects
Mm.
from clients and personal projects too was there. I had to create for my socials and all that. Travel. I'm a travel content creator. I used to be a travel content creator, but I'm no longer active at the moment.
Okay.
I will still come back to travel content creation, but at the moment
Not
I'm
in
just
that.
chilling. So it was overwhelming, but I had to deliver.
Mm.
So in the process of trying to get everything done at the same time, all at once, I was not even able to. I was able to outsource some, but it was still
A lot.
a lot to me. So in the process of having to keep up with everything, after I was done, I didn't feel like creating, but I was still collecting jobs underneath and doing them, but I was not posting them because I did not have that energy.
Mm.
I felt like I just wanted to be there. I just wanted to be like a normal human being.
For some time.
Because even when I travel to places, either for work or for leisure, I find myself wanting to create. When I'm supposed to be enjoying myself as
Yeah,
a normal
that
human being.
happens for to
So
every
it's
content
so
creator.
it is everything is it gets overwhelming. So even when it comes to editing, there are times that I will take a project now from clients, I will shoot, and I'll tell the client, okay, I will deliver in the next 5 to 7 days. The first, second, third, fifth, fourth, fifth day, I will not touch the video because I don't feel like editing it. But when I know that okay, deadline is near,
Mm.
the pressure then mounts.
Yeah.
So I think one of my superpowers is also working under
Pressure.
pressure or working with deadline. When it comes to if I have 1 month to deliver a project, trust me, 3 weeks I will not touch the project. But the fourth week,
That's when it all comes.
and it happens most times. It doesn't happen deliberately. Most times it's just my creator instinct kicking in
Mm.
because I might want to work on a project, but I would not feel. I might not be feeling the project at that moment. I just be like, okay, let me just chill. So if I chill for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, I will get fresh ideas. But if I already worked on a project and the ideas kick in, I might not be able to say, let me change it, let me go back to this. I will feel like, okay, I've already, made significant progress on the project.
Yeah.
Let me just leave it. But if I leave it and come back after a few days, I'll get fresh ideas, fresh, even from what I've planned, different from what I've planned. So most times it helps me. So maybe my system has gotten used to that setting.
Yeah.
So when I get projects, I tend to not touch them
At all.
in the first few days. So I tend to think I will just take time and I feel just sit down and make a reason, say, okay, do I really want to go this route I planned? Can I do better? Can I do something else? So it kicks in, and I work under that deadline pressure, and I deliver.
Okay, so you are known to work under pressure. Okay, now
Yeah, I'm
new
good.
clients. You've heard him. Bring jobs 3 days. He will
Thank
deliver.
you. Not 3 days, after 3 days.
After 3 days, he will deliver. Okay. Now, how many unfinished projects are sitting in your wardrobe?
I only have one unfinished project,
Okay.
which is a client's project. I have a couple of personal unfinished projects,
Mm.
which I'm going to work on, but I'm not ready to work on them.
Okay.
But I'm going to work on them. I'm going to deliver them and post them on my socials. They are for my socials.
We'll be waiting for that. We are waiting for that.
And they are dope projects.
Okay. Okay.
Not so serious, but
Nice.
dope,
Okay.
nice projects.
All right. Now, what advice would you say or give, or what would you say to people who experiences creative blocks? How would you tell them to, get over it?
Well, I would say I'm not in a what's the word?
You're not a professional, or what?
Yes, I'm not the right person to give advice because I'm just a small boy. I'm still trying to get my footing right. I'm a student. I'm still learning, and I'm still a work in progress. But if I'm going to give my opinion on how to survive creative block, or how to get out of creative block,
Yeah.
I would say it is normal. It is normal to have creative blocks. I've experienced it a couple of times, and I'm still going to experience more, which is sure, because I have plans for projects that I'm going to work on, and I know when I work on them, when I overwhelm myself, I'm going to run out of creative juice. I'm going to recharge. So what I do personally is when it comes, I accept that it is here. It happens. It is here. It comes. First is accepting that yes, you are out of creative juice.
Yeah.
Then take your time to recharge. I don't know. Do whatever makes your soul recharge. For me, it is travel. So I tend to take a trip, not to create, just to be on the road. So I travel. It might be Lagos, might be Abeokuta, just somewhere nice and somewhere close to nature. I might go hiking. So when I travel and I go hiking, it clears my head, it calms my soul.
Yeah.
Then I come back and I take a few days, just wake up, eat, sleep, wake up, eat, sleep for like 2, 3 days. Sometimes it might take a week. So I I make plans for new projects, and I make plans not to overwhelm myself. So even if I'm going to get the next creative block, it will not be so soon. It will take a lot of time because I will stretch out my itinerary and my projects and make sure that I don't overwhelm myself. So maybe if I get 10 projects, I might outsource 6 or 5 and work on 5 myself. So that way I prevent myself from getting burnout
Point
soon
again. Yeah.
again soon. So but eventually to come, because there are times that you get overwhelming projects. So it's not even about editing.
Yeah.
It might be about planning, about logistics and all of that. So you have to come. But whenever it comes, just accept that it is here. Take your time to recharge and come back better.
All right. Now let's talk about creating for social media and creating for your own personal taste. Like you mentioned, you said you have lots of personal projects. Now, some of these personal projects that you have, when you put it out there, it's not everybody that appreciates it. It's not everybody that sees it as, oh, this is something nice, but you know by yourself that, oh, I've created something beautiful. So would you say that this social media algorithm, now let's put it that way, would you say the social media algorithm affects creators, affect content creators, in determining what they put out there?
Well, that's a very interesting question. I will give my own opinion from my perspective.
Okay.
So I feel like the algorithm is a determinant of the rate and the rate at which people put out content and the way they put out content. Because a lot of people feel like, okay, I'm creating for the algorithm. But there are still some creators that, create just because they want to create.
Mm.
Most times when I create, well, when it comes to, when people say the algorithm, this algorithm is two people.
That controls
So you are
it. Yeah.
creating, it's not even control, it's not even about
Okay.
control now. You are creating for people. The
Yeah.
people are the algorithm.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if you've noticed now. Before there used to be this wave of I don't know how to put it. Let me say planned out content.
Mm. Where
Let
they
me
tell you
say
post this.
no, not even that way. I mean
Okay.
content that are not natural.
Okay.
That are overly modified or planned. Like
Okay.
I don't know how to best put it, but lately there is a new wave of authentic content
Oh,
that are just
okay. Like
natural.
user generated content. Like people just up
Yeah,
on things and just do
you
their
get,
things.
and just do
Yeah.
that thing, and people don't realize that authentic content gets more acceptance than inauthentic content.
Mm.
So, but people are getting to realize now, and even creators are getting to understand and go that route. So, in as much as the algorithm is a determinant, we also need to understand as creators that the algorithm is still the people that we are creating for. So you
Mm.
have to understand that um, you have to create with people in mind. One, two, you might create with people in mind, and your videos might not even get
Anywhere.
the required traction or get anywhere. But as for me, the joy of creating is the doing.
Mm.
The result is good when it comes. When I get a lot of views, I get happy and all of that. That okay, yeah, this video is doing. Well. There are videos that I drop on social media, and they get 1 million views, 1.something million views, a few videos, and I feel good. And there are some videos that I drop and I didn't even get up to 500 views. But the joy is in the doing.
Mm.
That is one thing I've gotten to realize about life. The thing is, you might put in 100% effort and see 0% results.
True.
There are a lot of things that you
Very
cannot
true.
control, but the only things that I can control are my effort and input. I will do it to the best of my ability and I will enjoy it. So you have to, but for me, I enjoy the process. So I have a saying that be the process and enjoy the process.
Mm.
Whatever comes, comes. But if you stick around long enough, you are going to make it.
Yeah.
But just do it for the joy of doing.
So by the time you do it for the joy of doing it, you don't even care if people like
But
acknowledge or
eventually,
like
but
or
one thing about
whatever.
social media is if you have good content,
They
people are going
would.
to love it and they are going to
Yeah.
watch it. So just focus on creating good content and enjoy the process. That's
Mm.
just it for me.
For you. I like the fact that you're saying for me, for
I,
me.
I don't want anybody to quote me and say today said this,
Tunde said that. Tunde said that. That's
No,
what he said.
so for
Anyway,
me,
now let's move to you create content for yourself and you create content
for
for
brand.
people, for brands as well. Let's talk about client wahala. Client palava. Oh, you've created something beautiful. You think, oh, this is beautiful. And then you send to your client and they're like, no, remove, there's too much color here, there's too much of this, there's too much of that. How do you deal with all of that?
Well, in as much as we are creators, that we want to enjoy the process of creating, the joy of creating, and all of that. I tend to understand that clients they have their own wants.
Mm.
Some clients would take opinion from you as a creator because this is our own job. This is what we do for a living. Your own is to provide the services that you provide. Our own
Yeah.
is to make videos that would amplify your brand. So when I make videos for some clients and I be like, no, I want this one to remove. I don't like this or change this. I would make the video from my own perspective as a creator that this
Yeah.
is the best way it is supposed to be. But the clients will say no, they want this, they want that. They are the ones that are paying for it. I will do it for them and
But
I will not
even
put it on my
if
own
you
socials.
know that, okay, you won't put it.
I will
Even if
not
you
put
know
it on my
that
social.
whatever they say you should change would affect whatever
Let me
the
give you an instance.
essence of the video.
There are some edits that we do as editors that we tend to use a particular sound and we cut on beats so that it makes it
Yeah.
immersive for the viewers to watch. I've done that a couple of times and the client will say, no, I don't like this music. I mean, like, I would say if I remove the music, it will spoil the whole flow of the project. And they'll say, no, put this other song. I'll say, no, I will do what they want because they are the ones that are paying for it.
Hmm.
But me as a creator, I will not push that particular project on my
On
own
your
page
own page.
because it is not up to my own taste.
Mm.
It is what the client wants. I will give them. But even if I want to post that on my page, I will not even do that because they might see it and be like, "Why are you modifying my work?"
I would say the one that you've done
You
the
get.
first time, yeah.
So I will not even bother posting it. But if they post it, it's all good with them. If as long as they like it, because they are the ones paying for it. So, but me, if I want my own project, I'll go and create my own project and post on my socials.
True.
But for clients, you have to understand that the clients might have a picture of what they want in their head, and it is your duty to serve them as a creator or as a videographer or whatnot.
All right. Now, as a content creator, how much do you charge?
It depends. It depends.
Say if somebody is listening and they want to venture into content creation.
Well, the minimum I charge for videos, I charge between 100 to 200,000 naira. Let's
It
put it that
depends
way.
on the client as well.
Yes.
Okay. Now, there's this question that I want to ask. Do you think that creativity can be taught? Or can be taught? Like, can you teach people how to be creative? Or it is something that just comes naturally? Do you think it's something that you have to do it this way, do it this way, or it's something that just comes naturally? Because there are a lot of content creators out there. And you see some videos, you see the essence of creativity in them. And you see some videos, you just, well, it can pass for a video. So do you think it can be taught, or it's just something that comes naturally to people?
Another interesting question. Like we mentioned earlier during the session,
Yeah.
we talked about talent
Yeah.
and we talked about the creative process.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe there are some people that are naturally talented, and even when it comes to the creative process, content creation, the other, there are people that have natural talents
Yeah.
that are eloquent, that when they speak, you will not want them to keep quiet.
Mm.
And there are some people that when they create, maybe acting, maybe drawing and all of that, they are exceptional.
Mm.
And there are some of us
Some of us have
that don't
some
have
of
talent.
them.
Some of us don't have talent.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know if I have talent. I think everybody has talent. Everybody is talented in one way or the other. So it just depends on maybe discovery. So but when it comes to creativity in content creation, I think it can be learned. Because majority of us that are content creators, none of us brought it from heaven.
Yeah.
Or none of us were born with content creation or the editing or whatever. So even me now, all these VFX that I said I love and do, I learned everything online. So I do believe creativity can be learned in terms of content creation.
Mm.
Even you can learn how to act if you go to acting school.
Yeah, of course.
But the most important thing is interest. So I always tell people, if anybody's approaches me and be like, Tony, I want to learn this, I want to learn that, what I will first ask them is, are you interested in it? If you're interested in it, that interest, that natural interest would, develop or it will make you develop love
Okay.
for that particular thing. So when there is love for it and there is interest, I believe you can
Move
go
further.
with it.
All right.
So, but the most important thing is are you interested in whatever it is? Most people just want to do it because other people are doing that, they're making money.
Yeah.
So along the line, they maybe if they do it for a while and they're not getting results, they'll just be like, I'm tired.
And that's it.
But even if you are not making money yet and you enjoy the process, you would stick around long enough to you're able to make it.
Okay. So what's one thing in your craft in content creation that took you a lot of time to learn?
That took me a lot of time to learn. I think it's the business aspect
Of charging people how to go about how to make
Yes.
money from
How to make money
content
from
creation.
content creation.
I think we should have a different session of how to make money.
Yes,
About
because it's a different thing to be
content
creative.
Yeah.
It's a different thing to be able to monetize
Yeah.
your skills.
Skills, yeah.
So I had interest. I fell in love with content creation. I fell in love with VFX, videography, yada. But along the line, when I started, it was difficult for me to even charge people. So I had to learn that from my mentors, talk to a few people and be like, "Okay, how do I do this? How do I do that?" Watch videos to be able to understand the business aspect of things. So that took me a lot of time. I'm still even learning at the moment the business aspect of content creation.
Okay. So what would you like to say to content creators that are up and coming?
Like myself.
This man, this
To
man.
content creation, so sorry, to content creators like myself that are up and coming, because I never blow, nobody's serving me. I would say we should keep enjoying the process, keep being the process, keep enjoying the process, keep working on ourselves. As long as we keep working on ourselves, we keep enjoying the process, and we keep putting in the work and keep growing, keep learning. The business aspect very important because when you make them now,
That's where it shows
so
you're working.
now when you work in show, now when that's when you can say okay, I've made it. So you keep learning, keep enjoying the process, keep being the process, keep working on yourselves, and keep putting yourself out there. That is very very important because attention is the new money now.
Okay, there's something that they will say like if you see if you make a video of anything, if you get to that stage of editing, just post it. Do you think that idea really works? Do you think it's something that should be done?
Well, it has worked for people over time. It will keep working for people over time. However, my own school of thought is whatever is worth doing is worth doing well. So if I'm going to do anything, I I don't like mediocrity.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to put anything out there, I make sure it is good enough to be out there. Though there's some content that you just rush and post, and they will do well more than the content that you even take time to prepare and plan for.
Yeah.
But whatever is worth doing is still worth doing well.
Thank you. Today, Tana has dropped some nuggets for you to pick and use. So if something is worth doing, it is really worth doing well. If you want to venture into content creation, learn your skills, hone your skills, know how it works, and make sure it works for you. And also, it is very important that you monetize whatever you do. That is what Tunde Tona is doing, and that is what is working
I'm doing my best.
for you. Okay, he's doing his best. Anyway, thank you for joining us on the Creative Corner of the Talk and Tones podcast today. I don't know what is wrong with my videographer, but a lot is going on behind
the scenes.
a lot is going on. Thank you very much for joining us today. Until next time, I like to say, stay jiggy. Do not forget to follow us on all our socials at Talk and Tones Podcast.
Subscribe.
Yes. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like so that I can monetize
If you don't
my
subscribe, I will
skills.
find you.
Today, Tona is going to find you.
And I will
do
deal
what?
with you.
It will deal with you. So